Hello, and welcome to 5 Minutes with Nate. This month's topic, supporting neurodiverse students. Today I want to focus on autism. Now there are a lot of different signs that can be used for autism. That this is the most common, AU, or ASD for autism spectrum disorder. One we don't use is an old sign for autism, that. We don't use that one anymore. And I suspect over time, the signs may continue to change as we learn to value and include people with autism. Autism and deaf students, whew, that's a little bit of a challenge. One thing about autism is they don't want eye contact often. And social interactions and that continued eye contact, but ASL requires it. So that's a struggle. I've seen people try some many cool and interesting things, such as using a mirror. Because the student doesn't want to look at a person, but if you're both looking at a mirror together, it works. Or using an iPad to film the teacher, and so they're looking through the screen, not at a person. It's worth trying different things. See what fits the student. But honestly, autism's tough. That's why in the next year, October 2024, American School for the Deaf is going to host a big conference, a National Deaf Education Autism Conference. I don't have more information right now, but in the future, American School for the Deaf will publish that. So some little tips and ideas that can help support students with autism in your class. Follow the IEP accommodations. That means things are going to be different than other students, and that's okay. Remember, we want to give students what that individual student needs, not one size fits all. Maybe the rules are going to be different. Maybe structures are going to be different, or expectations are going to be different. But it's about helping that student be successful. And that's what's important. Your classroom, we want to be welcoming and friendly to all students, especially those who have sensory issues. So autism generally comes with sensory issues: light, sound, noise, smell, feeling. So take a look at your class from different perspectives, and would somebody feel comfortable here? Do they need support? If there's something I can't control in the room, how can I help calm or minimize those sensory needs? Sometimes students with autism, social skills or social ability is kind of a challenge. That's a big identity marker for autism. So teachers can help facilitate, mediate those social interactions. Help the student learn how to interact. Often we kind of just leave students with autism alone, but that doesn't help, especially female students with autism. Most of our research strategies focus on the boys, but girls might be different. They might still be social, but it might become more of a control of guiding the social interaction, where boys tend to isolate from social interaction. So what they need is going to be different. Each student is going to be different. And what's important is matching our supports to help for each student to help them develop their own social skills. Assume students have more happening in their mind than you can see. Often, autistic students have a hard time expressing themselves. It doesn't mean that their mind is a blank state, they're vegetative. No, there is so much happening in their mind. And we need to assume that they can succeed, they can achieve and do things. And then our job is to figure out how to help open and then pull out as much as we can. It's tough, but it's that playful interaction that will be helpful. Teach to their fascinations is the next tip. I have a brother-in-law who has autism. He loves Disney movies and dinosaurs. So if we want an interaction that's more than a single sentence, I have to talk about dinosaurs. And then he's going to talk a lot more. Now, it doesn't mean that it's going to be a beautiful back and forth dialogue, but it's still going to be socialness. It's still going to be connection because I'm following those fascinations. Give choice. Not like this is what I want and this is what we don't want to happen. No, but give real honest choice. Maybe there's something about that activity that has become a barrier to the student. So give another choice. It doesn't hurt to provide choice. Support transitions and change. Students with autism like stability, predictability. And honestly, school will change sometimes. Wednesdays, you go to PE, and that's different. So, well before the change is coming, tell them, give them a visual schedule, help them know what is happening. And if a change happens, think ahead of time, what are that student's struggles and what can we do to minimize or solve them as best as possible? Behavior interventions. It's not a one time, that's the way forever. We have to do only a single thing. Use data, use a team to talk about and make adaptations over time. A functional analysis of behavior and make changes to those systems, rules, behaviors to support the student in their personal growth and change. And the last tip, inclusion. So the sign is autism. Sometimes that sign can look like a separation into their own world. But no, it's come with us. It's not a on your own separation. Come. You're part of us. So change the way we view that sign. Come. You're one of us. We love you. So I know it's not easy to understand how to accommodate ASL and autism together, but it's worth it. And we're seeing more and more students. One study says there's possibly one autistic student for every 59 deaf students. Another study says 1 out of 80 deaf students. But that's a lot. That's about double the hearing population. So students who have autism on the spectrum. Remember, autism is not one single thing. It is a spectrum. Students on that spectrum, we're going to see more and more and more over time. What is important is your heart. If you care and build a rapport relationship with that student, but really isn't that the secret to all students? So that's 5 Minutes with Nate. Have a great day. Bye.